Top 10 things we need in Rise of Kingdoms in 2024. You know, when a guy is off the deep end and is too far gone to be saved, then there is this girl that says, "Oh, I can save him. I can change him. He needs me. I can change him." That's me. Call me your Lord and Savior because I'm about to save our beloved game Rise of Kingdoms and fix all its problems. Alright guys, welcome back. So the first thing I want to see in the game to be added is a multi-select button in the Alliance shop to basically allow us to sell multiple blueprints, stars, etc. whatever at the same time all at once. Now this basically saves us a bunch of time rather than just going and selecting items one by one and selling them one by one. So this change is basically a quality of life improvement. So for example, I'm going to sell all of my items now to show you how long it's going to take and then how this valuable time can be saved with just a click of a button. Just like the one that we already have in the armaments section. So as you can see, I can select multiple items all at once by clicking either multi-select or select all. Now not only this saves us a bunch of time, it also reduces the carbon footprint that we leave behind. Because without this option, we would spend more time on the screen and also use more battery, and that would damage our environment. That part may or may not have been pure bullshit, but I'm willing to say anything to get what I want. Just like Apple removing the charger cables because of environmental safety concerns. Yeah, my ass. If you really cared about the environment, then you wouldn't produce a new phone every year. And that little maneuver took us exactly 1 minute to do.
This little maneuver is gonna cost us 51 years!
So that is the first thing I want to see effective immediately. The second thing I want to see in Rise of Kingdoms is about the estate forum. So let's say when you reach level 25, right, either by using gems or by collecting enough Sage's testimony, and that gonna take years for future players to collect, by the way. But anyways, most people, I believe, they're gonna just use gems and gem this all the way up to level 25, just like I did. Was that a mistake? I don't know. But anyways, when you reach level 25, then at that point, you don't need any more Sage's testimony. So when you go to shop to this part here, why do we still have this item here? Like, we don't need it anymore, right? It's basically pointless. It's just a waste of space. So I think this should be replaced by something else. For example, transmutation stones, a discounted transmutation stone, or a formation chest, a legendary formation chest, which we don't have here. So we have the blue one, we have the purple one, but we don't have the golden one, the legendary one. So if we could replace this by one of those, that would be great. And let's say this would be considered as a reward for people who upgraded to level 25. And also it would be a quality of life improvement. Number 3 of what I want to see, did you like the rhyme? I know it was on time, is a click collect all button in the Alliance rare gifts. Now we have been asking this for years. Ever since I was a banana juice in my daddy's nutsack, I have been asking for this. We have been asking for this. And for some reason, for whatever reason, it is not here yet. For example, every day I log into the game, when I wake up, I have to spend a good 5 minutes to collect through all the gifts, right? And that's exhausting, bro. And by the way, that was not a flex. Like, I'm not trying to say that my alliance is a super spender alliance, but for example, during some events, like Alliance Mobilization, we have quests that require spending gems or buying bundles. And people do that stuff, and we have lots of this chest in the Alliance rare gifts. So please just add a button and make your life easier, and that will be a quality of life improvement. Moving to number 4, let's remove or at least add an option to disable the clouds when in dot mode. Because bro, it's so frustrating when you're in Murder Ball and you're fighting all these marches in dot mode and suddenly your marches get cock-blocked by a cloud. Like, the clouds are gonna come exactly in front of your march and blocking your view. So imagine, you're locked in, you're 100% focused, you're concentrated, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, there is this goddamn cloud coming on your face. That sounded a bit sus. Allow me to rephrase. There is this cloud appearing in front of you and blocking the whole view of what's happening on the field. And it's annoying because you have to adjust the screen again, but it won't matter because after 5 seconds, there is a new cloud coming to cockblock you. So I'll beg you, it's literally a quality of life improvement. Add an option to disable clouds during dot mode. Number 5, we need to adjust events, certain events, according to our kingdom age. So for example, right, my kingdom 1365 is many years old. Like, just to give you perspective, this kingdom is older than babies who were born in 2020. Like, that's crazy, bruh. And just in case, if you say that 𝒟𝒻𝓈 is pulling this information out of his ass, well, there you go. You can see the kingdom age right there, right there. This kingdom is almost 6 years old, god damn it. So, tell me, as a matter of fact, enlighten me. Why are we being treated like a baby? Like a one-day-old kingdom? Like someone who was born just yesterday? One epic commander sculpture. Are you serious? 3-hour training speed-ups. I can accept that. 1 level 5 pick 1 chest. I can also accept that. 40,000 XP books. Are you serious? 2 gold stars. Are you serious? 2 gold keys. I can accept that. 1 triple golden star.
Are you serious right now, bro?
And that was the big prize for logging in for 7 days. Ooh. So here's the thing. If this kingdom was in 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎, pre-𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎, that was totally justified, right? Because in that time, we need these stuff, like, badly. Now, I don't know about 1 epic head, like, what difference is that gonna make? But XP books, gold stars, we'll take them anytime, any day, for 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎 and before 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎. But for a kingdom that is almost 6 years old, in dog years, that is 70 years old, are these rewards really justified? Like 1 epic head, I can shovel it up my ass and enjoy it a little bit, but that's about it. There is nothing more than that. I have hundreds upon hundreds of these epic heads, and the only use for them is just to recycle and donate during our CF rebuild in 𝒟𝒹. That's it. And then we have XP books. Like, I think at this point I have close to 1 billion saved and no use. So why are we getting more of these? At this kingdom age, like, I can't just comprehend this stuff, bro. It doesn't make sense. And this event in particular, as you can see, it has a little cake icon next to it, which is related to Lilith's 12th anniversary, right? So it's a special event. It's something special. And for that, players should be getting something nice, something they can remember. So all I'm saying is, adjust the events and the rewards according to kingdom age. And that way it can make more sense for players, right? So for older kingdoms, for example, instead of epic head, you can give them gold head. Instead of XP books, you can give them transmutation stones or armament chest, you know, stuff like that. Stuff that players actually need in Season of Conquest, in the end game basically. And I bet you $100 that will improve the quality of our lives. Number 6 is actually related to chat and the chat system inside the game, and basically being able to pin a message just like Telegram, WhatsApp, and Discord. So for example, our 4 and our 5s in my alliance can pin a certain message in the alliance chat instead of sending a mail from alliance emails, you know. I think at some situations this would be more convenient for players, for everyone, and also for personal groups in the game. Also the admin can do that, can pin a message, and also we can add moderators to the groups. Just like we have YouTube mods, Twitch mods, Discord mods, we can also have mods inside the game group chats, and I believe that would help organizing and managing the group quite easier. And for example, if the admin goes inactive, then we have moderators to get the job done. So, being able to pin a message in Alliance chat, Coalition chat, and personal group chats, and having moderators in group chats would be amazing, and certainly will improve the quality of life. Right, number 7 is actually in campaign, in expedition. So this page right here has been getting dust for a few years now, I feel like. It's just been sitting there and eating dust. And we need an update for it, right? Maybe some new missions, maybe something new in the shop. That would be quite refreshing. So as you can see, we have these little dots from level 1 all the way to level 80, right? And these dots continue to the castle, but they are emptier than your nutsack after beating it to Sydney Sweeney. Omniarch, you're a man of culture. I'll see what you're up to. So maybe we can have some additional levels, and by the time we reach the castle, we can get 10 gold heads for free as a grand prize for completing the journey to the castle and opening the treasure, which inside there was 10 gold heads to be found. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. As a certified veteran, I will admit this will improve the quality of our lives. Well, that was holy. Number 8, I want to see a new buff getting added inside the Commander tab. Now, it's been ages since this feature has been released to the game, and we are yet to get a new buff, an 8th buff inside this tab. So what we really need, I feel like, is march speed, because we have everything. We have health, we have attack, we have defense and health, we have farming speed, we have damage to barbarians, and we have 1 for rally. but we don't have anything for march speed on open field. So for the next buff here, I think it should be march speed about 3%. I would say 5%, but that's very unlikely to happen. So 3% is fine, I'm good with that. And archers can benefit a lot from this buff, because these bad boys are extremely slow, like slow as hell. So if you have march speed buff, I would definitely equip that on my archers, for example on my 𝒟𝒶𝒹𝓎, and that would be a great help. And I think it should be named like Horse Master. I feel like that's appropriate for such buff. But if you guys want something else, if you prefer another buff, then definitely let me know in the comments below. But personally, I prefer march speed. Number 9, it's actually a thing that needs to be fixed or updated, and it's, well, commander descriptions. For example, commander like 𝒟𝒶𝒹𝓎 has a skill that increases damage to infantry, and this damage is not all damage. It might be confused with all damage, but it's not. It's actually normal attack damage, and the normal damage or basic attack is actually the white number that you see while in combat. So it doesn't include a skill damage, which is the red number. And to clear confusion, I think it would be best if it says archer normal damage bonus versus infantry rather than just damage bonus. Oh, by the way, I saw another screenshot from customer support which said this damage is actually all damage, so includes normal damage and a skill damage. And that is more frustrating than losing your cookie in a glass of milk. Because, bro, one customer support says no, it's all damage, and another one says it's just normal damage. So I'm like, who should I believe? Who do I believe, right? But most likely, But most likely, it is normal damage. Because even if you look at the report, when archers do damage against infantry, it doesn't include a skill damage being boosted by 5% from that specific skill. So most likely, that's why I believe it is just normal damage. But overall, having these skill descriptions being updated and being simplified would be nice and would be a quality of life improvement. And at last but not least, we have number 10 of the thing I want to be added or changed in Rise of Kingdoms, and it's related to weekly action points limit from Alliance gifts. So as you know, this limit has been introduced to the game for about a year, maybe more than a year now, and basically we cannot get any more than 7,500 action points or 150 battles per week from Alliance gifts panel, which those are from rallying barbarian forts. And before, this limit didn't exist, so it was much easier to grind action points during off-season and then use them during Marauders, maybe in KVK for chaining barbarians and stuff like that. So people that way could keep up with the high cost of KVK battles and long battles in KVK, especially free-to-plays. But ever since this limit has been introduced, I have noticed less and less fighting, because people simply cannot keep up. Free-to-plays cannot keep up with all the high cost of KVK. So when a free-to-play, when a low spender cannot bring out marchers on the field because they are simply dry out, right? They have nothing to fight with, they have no resources, they have no speed-ups, then no marchers on the field, meaning no fights on the field. And that just becomes boring, both for free-to-plays, for low spenders, and for high spenders, because they have no one, nothing to fight with. And I feel like that makes KVK just boring. You know, the fights just die down quick, and there is nothing to be active for. Right, you just fight for a little bit and then just go off. So it's not as active as it used to be before compared to earlier years in Rise of Kingdoms, and that's just due to limitations being introduced each year, right? So we had limits on help, now we have limits on action points. Who knows what limit is going to come next? And these limits, according to Lilith, is because of bots, people who run bots and abuse the system. So basically for action points, they make an alliance, they fill that alliance with bots, full of bots, and then they start rallying barbarian forts for AP. And this way this account will be piled up, stocked with millions of action points. So this was their explanation for adding this limit, but what I can't understand is why are we punishing the entire player base, the entire community, just because of the actions of the few, right? This just hurts the game, this hurts the fan base, this hurts the player base, and overall it's not healthy for the game. It's not, it's really not. And eventually if these limits continue to be added, then at some point I'm afraid the game will lose players, dedicated players, by huge amounts. And I don't want that day to come. Like, I truly love and care about this game. I've been playing since 2018 and been making content since 2 years ago. And if I didn't care about the game, then I wouldn't make videos like this to suggest ideas, to suggest improvements based off community's feedback. Like, community is everything. Without community, there is no Rise of Kingdoms, there is no Daddy Furious, there is no Chisco, and you guys, it's you, the community, who makes this happen. right? All of this is because of you guys, because of us, because of the player base, and because of the people who are truly dedicated to this game. So I hope to see the best for it, and hopefully Lilith removes this limit, maybe find another solution for it, or at least increase the limit, maybe double or triple it, and hopefully by this change we can see even older player base coming back to the game. People who already quit, they can see this update, they can see this change, and return to the game. So I would say number 10 is my most important quality of life improvement to be changed, to be added to Rise of Kingdoms. Alright, that should be about it. Let me know if you guys have your own ideas, your own suggestions and improvements for the game. You can write that in the comments below, and I'm gonna make sure that Lilith and developers see this video and take some notes from it. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this up. Let me see some quality of life improvements.
Who's fucking idiot in this alliance?